Hello everyone. Today we will see how we can create some fun stuff using string data type. So as you all know that if you define something within double quote or single quote becomes string. So if you can just say something like this and then print s or print the type of s, it will tell you what is the data type you are using. So you just run it, you'll find it says that hello everyone and the class is string, which means that the type is string. That's fine. So now what I wanted to do is that I wanted to convert it to uppercase. So I will store it in a variable, let's say x, and I'll say upper. So this will change everything to capital letter. So if I just say print x and then if I run it, it'll become capital. You can see that hello everyone is capital over here. Similarly, I can also do to lower. The lower function basically makes it all small case. If I just run this code, you will see that hello everyone, the H and E, which was originally capital, now become lower. All the characters within that string will become lower. You can also play a little bit more with swap case, which means that the capital upper cases will become lower, lower will become upper. So it will just interchange things. So if I just say run code, you can see that it became something like this, hello everyone, which H and E are small, rest all are capital, and you can see the other things are getting changed. So this is basically swapping the things. Now to make, let's say, things in a title case where I'll say this, I'll change this string to saying something, this is fun to check if I can make it a title case. In this case, you can see that we have letters all small except I, but I want to make the first letter of each word capital, and to do that I just call a function called title. If I just call it and then run this code, you will find that in my, so let me clear this and then I run it again. In my output, I see that this is fun to check if I can make it a title case. All the letters for each of these words are capital. So this is title case. And every time you work with string, it is an array, which means that it is basically the setup characters. For example, if I want to read what is the 0th character is the first character, what is the 5th character of this, so I will probably use 4, and then I run this, I'll find the X is not there, so I'll change it S, and I run this, I see that it's space basically. So if I go into the 5th one, which will become I, so this is showing me I, which is basically the letter I am looking for. So I'm just cleaning the output, and then I want to check the length of this whole string. So how many characters are there? So if I say lns, and it'll tell me what is the length of the string, which is 50 characters. So I have total 50 characters. Just to check whether it calculates the space between, so this is now 6 plus 1, 7 character. If I run this code, and this will show me 7 characters, which means that any character between two words will also be calculated. So just in case if I provide additional character over here, before and after, then it will become 9. You can see that this is basically showing me the total number of characters over here. Now, couple of times you have that additional space out before and after. If you want to get rid of that, you can say I want to get rid of that. I use something called in general we call it trim, but we can call it here, the function is strip. So strip basically reduces the additional spaces before and after. Now if I just, let's say, type the variable x and I run the code, you will find this is basically removing the space. Otherwise, if I just type the s, you will find the spaces are displayed over here before and after. And then to check whether they really remove the spaces, if I say len of x and then I run this code, it will show me the len of x is 7, because then it is just stripping both the spaces from before and after. You can also replace certain characters by certain character. For example, I want to replace t with, let's say, x, something like that. If you do that and just print the x, okay, and then I just say run code, it will say this is. So basically it is now replacing the t with x. Anywhere in this the t will be replaced. So if I replace I, which has 2 occurrences, you can see that, and then if I run here, it will basically replace all the i's to x. So you remember that you need to basically take care of that part as well. And now if you have a bigger screen, this thing, you can just check whether certain specific letter or the word is present in the text or not. So if I say is in S, or if the letter or the phrase is in S, and I print X, what it will do, it will tell me whether yes or no it is true. If I try with is with double S, and then it won't be there, so you will find false. So you can see that this is basically telling you whether you have got something present or not. You can also split this into multiple things by just calling, let's say, simple split. This is this and this. If I type something like this and I want to make 3 separate things, I can say split and split with the character comma. If I say so, I can also put it single quote instead of double quote. That's all right. So if I just split this with comma, then if I print, you will find the output will be a bit different. This is an array, so we'll talk about array a little later, but you can see that this array basically contains three individual entries, right? So you can basically have that. Now the last thing we want to talk about is the formatting of the text. So let's say I want to say 3 things. So I want to pass on a name. A name is, let's say, Riju, and then let's say I want to pass on a phone number, and the phone number is 1 2 3 4 5 6, something like that. And then I have an email and I want to pass on wrichu@contoso.com. So if I use these 3 things, and then if I use a variable called message and then say they say this guy has phone, and then the phone number, you can say this phone number, and then email. This is the email. Now you can put a placeholder. You can say that I want to, it's a 0-based index, so I want to place this phone number name in 0, phone in 1, email in 2. And then if you want to print this out, you need to just call something called format. So instead of that, you say s dot format, and then this will basically formatting your thing, and then format, and then you pass on the values. Let's say the first value is name, second value is phone, and then third value is email, and this will be replaced in the output. If you just run it, you will see that this is gonna get replaced. S is not defined, so this is not S, it will be MSG. So just remember that you cannot call a variable which is not present. So you can see that now the string has become this. If you simply type just the raw text, which is the message, and if you just run this, let me clear this up, run this again, you'll find that it shows you like this. So if you pass on based on the sequence you mentioned, you can change that, interchange it. So if you say 1 and if you say 0, this will still print, but it will print in wrong spaces. So if you just say that, you will find instead of message, I press X and I run this code. It basically shows you that the phone number first, because that's how I'm calling, and then the name comes in place of phone number. So the placement is sequential. You can see that 0, 1, and 2, right? That's how, if you have a complicated string, you can always format that string. So hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.